to this Jason Lee story. Okay, allegedly Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked is calling out Jay-Z and Beyonce. All right, saying that saying a lot. Saying a lot. Apparently, Jay-Z's team, allegedly, or people affiliated with Jay-Z, have been reaching out to Jason Lee, and I'm assuming trying to intimidate him. I don't know. I don't know. But we're going to pull it up and get into it. Now, listen, before we get into it, okay? Before we get into it, I need y'all to I need y'all to put in chat, do y'all believe Jason Lee or no, as you listen to this? And we're going to just do the audio, and then we'll pull up the visual when I pause it. So let's hit the sound via TikTok. Let's go.
I am going to save this conversation for Jay-Z. Jay-Z, you're watching. I know you're watching because you got people calling me. Stop having people call me. You can call me yourself. You know how to get my number. You know, you got people calling me. Call me yourself, because this right here is going to go viral. The way my job works on the internet, everybody's going to be clipping, sharing on TikTok. Watch this. Do your thing, TikTok. Jay-Z and Beyonce is going to see this. I am exhausted with people calling me about Jay-Z and Beyonce. You've never called for anything else, and I haven't even said anything about you yet. And yet I'm getting all these calls. I've gotten more calls over the weekend about Jay-Z and Beyonce. But I am going to save this conversation for Jay-Z.
Okay, let's stop right here. If y'all remember a while back, Jason Lee did a video where he claimed to have had like a damaging story, damaging receipts on Jay-Z and how it was going to affect Beyonce. All right. And Jason Lee kind of like dropped that he had it, but then didn't believe. Okay.
You're watching. I know you're watching.
Let me go to the next clip.
Why would I, Jason Lee, I'm getting calls and I haven't even said anything.
No, it shouldn't have froze.
They ain't called me to go to the Rock Nation brunch.
Listen, if it froze, go out, then come back in. I'm frozen. Hold up. Go out, then come back in. Yeah, that's crazy. See, I told that stuff is real. That's all I'm gonna say is that stuff is real. Okay, get to it.
Brunch. They haven't called me to go to the gold party
to accept being honored.
They haven't called me when we offered to honor Jay-Z at the award show. They didn't call me to go to the press conference about striking the deal with the NFL while we were kneeling for Kaepernick. They didn't call me to ask me what I thought about her hair care product. They didn't call me to offer a free bottle of her perfume. I didn't get to go backstage on her tour for the Renaissance. In fact, when the video circulated, making it look like I've been chasing her around like a super fan, which I am a super fan, but I chase nobody. Nobody's called me to clear that up. I haven't gotten a delivery of white flowers with a little card from Beyonce. Why is everybody calling me now?
Oh, and you also stopped.
Don't we not going to even go there? I stopped a major thing for Beyonce. Didn't even get a thank you.
But now everybody's
why is everybody calling me now? Because I'm a firefighter. Because I run towards fires and I put them out or I fan the flames. But why is everybody calling me now? And that's the problem that I have with this whole situation. But I am going to save this conversation for Jay-Z. Jay-Z, you're watching. I know you're watching because you got people calling me. Stop having people call me. You can call me yourself. You know how to get my number. You know, you got people calling me. Call me yourself, because this right here is going to go viral. The way my job works on the internet, everybody's going to be clipping, sharing on TikTok. Watch this. Do your thing, TikTok. Jay-Z and Beyonce is going to see this. I am exhausted with people calling me about Jay-Z and Beyonce. You've never called for anything else, and I haven't even said anything about you yet.
Okay.
And yet I'm getting all these calls. I've gotten more calls over the weekend about Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know, I think this is an opportunity to have a bridge and have a conversation about how this thing works, because I'm not a...
But why all of a sudden, and let me put the visual by talk, why all of a sudden is Jason Lee getting all these calls? I cannot help but think this is linked to Jaguar Wright getting on Piers Morgan, saying what she said. Hold on. I cannot help but think this is connected to Jaguar Wright getting on Piers Morgan, saying what she said. Rock Nation trying to put out that fire, and now they're trying to double back and maybe get Jason Lee to put out some good stuff about Jay-Z and Beyonce. I don't know. Who's to say he's telling the truth? That's a good point too. Who knows? It's all allegedly. It's all allegedly. Won't get back and play. Okay, come on.
Publicist. I am not a I'm just Jason, okay? And I have opinions about unlocking Hollywood. Remember, I said at the top of the show, or somewhere in the show, that I was in love with the entertainment industry until I found out it was Jeffrey Dahmer. This is part of the gnawing at the wrist that the industry does. You know, Black excellence, we don't show up for each other like we should. And then when the shit's about to hit the fan or some shit, you think I'm going to go fan some shit. Now you're showing up. You know, again, I'm not angry. I'm a little disappointed, because as much as I've loved this woman for years, I told you I don't like her as much as I used to. I still love her, but I'm not as super fan like I used to be. You know how much I was I mean, this woman, this is everything. And this together is everything. But is it? Now, Smokey the Bear is popping up. And I don't like forest fires. I do like the smell of wood, though, because you know I've burned some firewood. I think this is an opportunity to have a conversation, because I believe that we as a culture should be very supportive of each other before this stuff happens, so that way our proximity to it can help us tell the real story. You know, I don't know why do you think Jay-Z is reaching out?
I mean, number one, he's repeating himself a lot. Number two, is it just me, or is he also salty that he hasn't been invited to certain places by Jay-Z and Beyonce? You know what I'm saying? It's like he wants to be in that inner circle. Now, the last thing I remember is the Rock Nation brunch. Yep, and he was invited. He got, however he got in. And yeah. Storm, you ain't in the thick of it, but you were able to do it. Keep going. Amen. Thank you for all them super chats. So I really appreciate that. Yeah. Jag threw a curveball. But is it I'm feeling like he's a little salty, whether he admits it or not.
I think he does want to like put a lid on whatever could be brewing, but I don't know if that means he's guilty of something. I just think he's trying to put a lid on what could come out, because you have a big voice and you have a big platform.
I just feel like it's so...
The woman running Jay-Z's company used to traffic drugs. We know this. We know allegedly that Desiree was connected to the cartel or to the people who were killing people and selling drugs. Now, whether she was not or not, Jay-Z can choose whoever he wants to run his company. And I met her before, and she gave me permission to speak to the Don, because that's what she was. The problem is, y'all are starting to realize that God is bigger than you. All the people y'all paying to intimidate people, not Jay-Z, but the industry, paying to intimidate people, threaten people, kill people, hanging them off the side of y'all doing all this reckless ass shit as multimillionaire billionaires. You deserve all the downfalls that you get. And this is the glass that nobody thought would ever have a crack in it. Well, until we saw the video with Solange kicking you in the elevator. We don't know what that was about. Again, I don't even have free passes to the 40/40 club.
And how you spent a lot of money on all the Renaissance.
But I did that because I never ever wanted to ask for anything free. Because Floyd Mayweather taught me a long time ago, don't ask nobody for nothing free, because you don't want to be obligated to them. I pay for everything because I don't ever want people to say, why you say that? Don't say that. Nobody calls me and says, I say what I want to say. Now, people somebody called me yesterday. Let me tell you a call I got yesterday. Somebody called me and said, Jason, don't talk about that Jay-Z thing because you know he's going to come and snatch your company. He's going to sue you. He's going to do this and that. I'm not afraid of Jay-Z. I'm not afraid of what he's going to do because I'm not out here to say lies about Jay-Z. I love Black excellence and I want to promote Black excellence, which is why we wanted to honor Jay-Z this year, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And we were told Jay-Z don't like to be honored. Well, he took the honor from the Grammys and then he complained that she don't get the Grammys. And now the Country Music Association or awards, they're laughing at you with your Jolene. They want you to take your Jolene out of here because they don't believe that you should be singing country music, even though we created it and they sold them. But still, it doesn't matter. That's why we got to be working together to tell our stories. But I will tell you to the audience, if I do come up missing, all the calls I've been getting have been about him. And listen, I haven't had any threatening calls. Nobody has said that they're going to hurt me. So I want to go on record for that. But there is a lot of why are you? They thought. Beyonce ain't never thought about me. And Jay-Z ain't never thought about me. If they did, they talked about it way up there at the castle that they live at, but they never told me anything. Why would I, Jason Lee, I'm getting calls and I haven't even said anything.
All right. So let me stop there.
They ain't called me to go.
All right, let's stop there. So now that we've heard, number one, I'm gonna say this. I do believe that Jason Lee has some incriminating evidence or some sort of damaging story about Jay-Z. I don't think it has nothing to do with Beyonce, but of course, because Beyonce is married to Jay-Z, she's just gonna catch a stray. I hear you, Lasserine. This feels like extortion, kind of is, kind of not. He playing on that fine line. Now, if they would have come on his show and give him an interview, I mean, all of this would magically go away. That I do believe. But they're not going to do that. All right, let me play any more clips. Let's see.
Why would I, Jason Lee, I'm getting calls.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That was the thick of it. So, Righteous One said, Jason said a while ago it was Beyonce. Oh, okay. So now here we go. Let's say Jason Lee does put out whatever he has on Jay-Z. Let's say it's really damaging. And let's just say that it actually proves Jaguar to be right. Is y'all gonna give her an apology? Is Piers Morgan gonna come and bring her back on and give her an apology for cutting out her segment? I'm just saying. Everybody not lying on them. There's something there. There's something our family's into. It's something. We might not know it, but it's something. Beyonce and Jay-Z are not innocent. People have to stop idolizing these celebrities. I agree. Jaguars, listen, she been right time and time again. The video with Pimp C, that's what New York. Oh. You think it's an SEX tape, is what you're saying. The alleged, the rumor is, and this has been a rumor for years. Hold up. Let me go here. Let's see if we can find some old videos about that. Beyonce, Pimp C. Beyonce, Pimp C. Sex tape.
Then they went on hiatus for the.
There's always been rumblings, and there's always been suspicion. There's always been rumblings, and there's always been suspicion that Jay Prince was behind the fact that Pimp C is no longer here. Now, I've been told that Jay Prince was allegedly paid a lot of money to confiscate that tape away from Pimp C but Beyonce and Jay-Z always felt a little wary about it. They always felt that Pimp C had a duplicate of the footage of him and Beyonce getting dead. Now, another thing that was told to me that I find extremely interesting is the fact that when Pimpin' Ken said that he saw the footage of Pimp C and Beyonce, I've been told that there was no way that Pimpin' Ken should have saw that footage because the deal had already been made and Jay Prince had already got the tape from Pimp C. So how could Pimp C have footage if that was the only copy, right? And so ultimately, Pimp C reneged on his word. He didn't keep his promise. And so the question is that when he showed Pimpin' Ken this footage, did Pimpin' Ken tell everybody about this footage back then? Did Pimp C show it to other individuals? Did it get back to Jay-Z and Beyonce that they saw this footage of Pimp C and Beyonce together? Now, even though it's been said that Jay Prince turned over the footage to Jay-Z, I told you guys in my last video that it's also been said that Jay Prince still has a copy of the footage of Pimp C and Beyonce, which means that Jay Prince did the same thing that Pimp C allegedly did, and that was make another copy, right? So I don't know if Jay Prince is holding on to this copy to use it as leverage against Jay-Z and Beyonce for whatever reason, but it's evident that Jay Prince has definitely had a hand in keeping this footage alive. Now, let's pivot and go back to when I said that Jay-Z and Beyonce were always a little bit skeptical of the fact that Pimp C had another copy of the tape. Well, that same skepticism led to a meeting between Jay-Z and his camp and Jay Prince and his people.
So I'm also even just trying to figure out why would Beyonce even allow Pimp C, allegedly, if this is true, to even put her on tape unless she was under the influence of something, right? Drunk, high, whatever. And said, forget it. Now, this would have been back in the day. So, you know, this wasn't like the camera phones that we got now. This was like, that fool had like a camcorder. You know, it wasn't like how today you can kind of sneak and hide some stuff. Like, no, if you was taping somebody, you was taping somebody. I'm trying to figure it out. They had hidden cams. Yeah, but I think nah. Oh, Storm, she was underage. Oh. Or she didn't know the camera was on. That's even worse. If he did that and she didn't know that camera was on. Oof. Okay, hold on. Let's keep.
Then they went on hiatus for the first half of the 2000s, and both members pursued solo careers. Unfortunately, in December 2007, on Jay-Z's birthday, Pimp C was found dead in his hotel room, with a coroner's report attributing his death to complications stemming from heavy consumption of lean and his pre-existing condition of sleep apnea. As for what exactly happened, Pimp C had been staying at the Mandarin Hotel in West Hollywood, California, where he had been working on new music and performing with Too Short. On the morning of December 4th, 2007, he was scheduled to fly back home, where his wife, Chinara, was waiting with his cousin Ed at the airport to pick him up. And after not hearing from him on the morning of the scheduled flight, his wife called the hotel and requested they check on him. Based on reports, the hotel staff discovered Pimp C unresponsive in his hotel room, where paramedics pronounced him dead shortly after. Now, according to DJ Paul of 3-6 Mafia, Pimp's manager Rick Martin described seeing Pimp's body laying down like he was praying, but there was blood around like he was hit. They thought he was probably hit in the head, but they didn't know what the hell happened because there was blood everywhere. Based on what DJ Paul said, Pimp was knelt down like he was praying and the candles were all the way burnt down. So they knew he'd probably been dead for a day or so because he always lit those candles to sleep. And one thing that a lot of people said back in the day was that the death was a bit sus. Then add on,
I mean, yeah, if he was down like he was praying, yeah, they got him. Whoever they is, I don't know. But that was a hit. All these deaths sound very, very suspicious. There's an interview with his cousin on YouTube. Okay, hold on, go to YouTube and let that keep playing.
Add on to that the rumor that Pimp C had something going on with Beyonce that didn't quite sit well with Jay-Z. Baby, we all know how Jay-Z gets when somebody gets too close to his woman, right? I mean, we already had Bun B narrating how one time they were in the studio with Beyonce and Pimp C was there as well, and Jay-Z called the studio to find out who was there. And then when he was told that Beyonce was dressed in a spicy outfit, he demanded that all the men vacate the room.
The video comes out and everything, and of course I'm blowing the smoke and it's balling. And I remember asking Hov about it. He was like, "Yeah, man, I'm not gonna have y'all looking at my girl like that." You know, that's it. He was like, I called. I was like, "Who's in there? What are they doing? And what she got?"
So, what y'all think? Sounds suspicious. Sounds like there's a lot of skeletons in their closet. And yes, go toil. Miss Nikki MD said, "Hell, they sound like serial killers." Yeah, they do. Listen, where there's smoke, there's fire. Some to this. Do y'all want me to pull up the interview with Pimp C's cousin that he did on YouTube? I found this from 11 months ago. Do y'all want me to pull it up? All right, let's get to it. Let's go. I'm going to put this on 1.25.
You're not tuned into something super tight. Puffing something sticky, nigga, arrow through the light. Need to hit something real.
And I'm going to play a joke on Pimp. And he poured something into his drink. And when he came back from the restroom, he started drinking it and almost immediately started throwing up blood. And what made me believe that, I packed C bags after he passed.
From that same hotel?
From that same hotel. I pulled back the cover of the bed and there was blood in the bed. So that's what made me believe that story to be true.
Now, we talked about this prior to us cutting on the cameras. And I never talked about it outside of saying, buddy. You know what I'm saying? And this guy was from Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not going to mention anybody that was around him that knew him in Jackson, Mississippi. We'll just concentrate on him.
Yeah.
And like you and I said that you had heard the same thing, that he was going around bragging.
Yep.
That he had done this.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. In the streets of Jackson.
And I heard it from someone who at one point really didn't know I was even affiliated with Pimp, but we were associated through a former organization I was with.
Yes.
And we just got to talking. He said, "Hey man, what's up with Buddy?" And I was like, I've heard this and heard that. It's like, man, well, what you heard is true because I'm from Jackson.
Yes.
And that's how that went.
And he said that he had heard the rumors of him going through, or he had witnessed them.
He had heard it.
Yeah.
And there was nothing found.
That's what that's my because my wife is a nurse now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she's gonna ask some medical questions, and what she's asking is, what no traces or nothing found in the what do you call it, autopsy, or the what's the thing called when toxicology report.
So no, and why I think what messed it up, and I'm going to just say it like this.
Yes.
People did so much maneuvering around the autopsy to protect what they might have thought was going to show up. So that kind of changed the outcome of what really came out.
All right, so let's stop right there. So this is Pimp C's cousin. Like you said, they're from Jackson, Mississippi. Now, the organization that Pimp C's cousin used to be a part of is the Freemasons. That's really also what this whole, because this is only 21 minutes of like, I think the full interview was like an hour and 30 minutes, maybe close to 2 hours. His cousin was a high-ranking Freemason. So that's now you see how it's all making sense? Now it's making sense. 33rd degree, yes. And then he renounced this cousin here, he renounced Freemasonry. All right, let me get back to it. Oh no, Clover said "On the Run" makes hella sense now. Tell me on the run. What you say? Long as I'm next to you, and when loving you was a crime. I here. Oh, sirens while we make love. I don't care if they come. Oh damn! They was selling on themselves. Hold up. Wait a minute, cause I've been to the concert. I went to the Mrs. Carter World Tour, On the Run 1 and On the Run 2. I was at both of those. Hold up. Let's pull up the lyrics. Y'all know we pull up some lyrics. On the Run, Jay-Z and Beyoncé lyrics. All right. Okay. Who wants that perfect love story anyway? Cliche, cliche, cliche. Who wants the hero love that saves the day anyway? Cliche, cliche, cliche. Who wants the perfect love story? Okay. Now, if I think back all the way to when did Beyonce's first album come out? Her first solo. Was that Dangerously in Love? But the first single was Crazy in Love, where she was she had the middle part bust down, the Daisy Deucey. Okay. I know you're crazy, my baby. So that I'm by myself, I'm foolish, I don't do this. So ever since 03, they really both been telling us they some criminals. Really think about it. They had a song called Bonnie and Clyde. Oh, that was okay. Bonnie and Clyde was 2001. Never come between us, and I promise to give my life. It's on my life. Everything all that I believe in. Oh, okay. Now it's made so that means they told us who they were from the beginning. They're the criminals of the industry, the Bonnie and Clyde of the industry. Now it makes sense. And it also makes sense why she can't leave him. They've done too much together. Remember, now what song was it where, we're going to pull up that video too in a minute. What song was it where Beyonce even said, I changed my religion for you? She literally gave everything to this man. Even in this song, On the Run, she even talked, no, Jay-Z talks about, if you make it to heaven and I'm sent to hell, just come out, give me a box of L's. Oh my God. She made a bad guy, a rap guy. They didn't told us from the beginning. Oh my God. They was telling us. Crazy in Love, Dangerously in Love, Drunk in Love. Now, hold up. Now, let me tell y'all this. In this industry, in these videos, in order to go over to the dark side, in order to be initiated, you have to go through a ritual. You have the bathtub ritual, right? All those music videos with the bathtub. It's a rebaptism. You go in as your old self. You come in, well, as a Satanist, devil worshiper, you soldier, so whatever you want to call it, right? When you see the bathtub full of water, that's a rebaptism to the dark side. When you see a bathtub with milk, that represents like the devil's semen. That's a baptism. Baptism with blood, you already know you already know what it is. So if you notice, you've seen a lot of bathtubs and a lot of music videos. Really think about it. The fire ritual is one too. When you watch these music videos where like the artist, and it's usually early in their career, like the first album, if they display themselves like in a casket or dying in a video, that's them letting you know the old me is dead. This is the new me. My light side is gone. This is the dark side. So if I think back to Beyonce's video Crazy in Love featuring Jay-Z, remember they was in a car dancing, doing a thing, doing that. Then, damn, that was actually a pretty good invitation. Then, if you remember, she blew up the car. Hold up. You don't think I'm crazy? She blew up the car in that video, or he blew up the car. I think in that video they was letting us know they killed the old Beyonce. So Beyonce has technically been dead for a very long time. Spiritually. Beyonce Crazy in Love. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna walk y'all through, but you know I gotta do it a little weird because we don't want no copyright. Yeah, I told y'all I never forget. Now the video starts off. I like you just so deep in your eyes. No, every time when you leave, I'm begging you not to go. Call your name 2-3 times in a row. Such a funny thing in me, I'm trying to explain. All right. She's light, she's happy. She's walking down the runway. It's light outside. The light and the dark. It's literally daytime when this video starts. It's just a song, Knock It Off. Not over here. Okay, now let's keep going. Now, next screenshot. She's dancing for him. Also a ritual in Freemasonry where you come in and you dance. You present yourself, you dance. She came in, she gave us that. She gave us that. Gave us that. Dancing for her master, dancing for daddy. This was a whole coming out ritual. Okay. Yup, got the red shoes. Hold up. I ain't even catch the red shoes at first. Boom. Red shoes right there. Okay. Now hold up. Now it keeps going. Now this part. God, it plays the chorus. So crazy, my baby. I'm by myself. Lately I'm foolish. I don't do this. I've been playing myself. And baby, I don't care. All right. Now you see it's getting later in the day. This is representing the paparazzi. So she just started out in the light. The public is introduced to her. It's her coming out moment. So far, it's looking all good. She then went from the outfit she had. She changed again. She's showing off her fame. She working. She's excited. She's happy. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, yes, I know every Beyonce song, every melody, every breakdown. I've been to the concert. Listen. Let me tell you something. You know, listen. If I take you to see Beyonce, just know it's really for me, and you just come. But I'm gonna embarrass you because I'm gonna know all the dances and the breakdown. It's not gonna be attractive. You might not even want to see that. Anyway, because I'm getting down for Beyonce. All right. Now, okay, so she's doing the thing in front of, even changed her hair too. Okay, then the girls. Now, she went from being herself, introduced to the public. Now she in there. Then the sexy dance, right, with the girls. But guess what? She's crazy in love. Now she's taking on Jay-Z's personality, his clothes. She dressed like she from Brooklyn. She started off as herself. Then she didn't change her hair 3 times already. She started off as herself. They put her in some clothes for the paparazzi. Now be getting late at night. Now she turned into Jay-Z. Aaliyah is, but it's also kind of like a boyish. Okay, let's keep going. All right, now. No, it's got me looking so crazy right now. Now she's in the car. Now it's nighttime. She's changed her hair again. Now they showing you these are the rituals we do at night, because all witchcraft is done at night anyway. Really around this time. You start about 3 o'clock. She's in the back seat of the car. Got me looking so crazy right now. No, we can't play it because we know we get copyrighted. We can't play that. Come on, really think. Yeah, the whole dance, most of her dancing is unhinged. It wasn't Ring the Alarm. The Ring the Alarm video was really unhinged, but was it Baby Boy? Every morning you sing on my mind. And won't you be mine? Let's conceive an angel. Yeah, that was unhinged. Was it Deja Vu? Was she and she was all in the sand and taking it, throwing it at the camera, dancing like she was dancing for her life. If you think about it, all of her dancing is very unhinged. Like, she dances like she gonna get her ass beat if she miss a step. That's literally how she dances. But then when you allow other spirits to come in you, like she said, Sasha Fierce takes over. And then she's able to, because I've seen her live, like she goes for hours, like she doesn't stop. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, she's in the car. Okay. Looking like she's trapped in the back seat. Beyonce stuck in the car. Your touch got me looking so crazy right now. Got me hoping you page me right now. Your kiss got me hoping you save me right now. Now, she's trapped in the back seat. Hold up. Look. She's there. Look. She's trapped in the back seat. Okay. Then now, your kiss got me hoping you save me right now. Now, they go from the car that she's in, then Jay-Z creeps up in the dark. Now it's nighttime. So this bitch been out here working all day. They done worked her all day and all night. Well, much like they do in the industry. They don't let you sleep. I guess demons don't need no rest. Okay? Let's keep going. He comes. Boom. The light. He lights. Come on now. Y'all really got to think. Boom. And hold on, I'm gonna show y'all the fire. She's steady dancing. She was dancing in the car when he set it on fire. I'm really up here sounding like Jaguar, right? She was literally in a right now, trapped in the back seat. The real Beyonce killed her. You know, it represents a spiritual death, but you get my point. Y'all laugh seriously. Had her in the back seat, like Diddy had Dawn trapped in that car. They love trapping hoes in cars. Like they trapped Cassie in the car many times. Don't get in the car with these niggas. See? See? So you see the fire right there. They even show young whore, you know, the flow's local. Look. They even show her trying to get out. They flash in between the fire and her trying to get out. This is wild. This is wild. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there. Put that here. Okay. Then Jay-Z does his part. Car's on fire. She in the back of the car. This gives ritual all day long. Then he start, boom. Now wait. Then Beyonce reemerges. Hair changed again, different clothes, different swag. She moves totally different. The old Beyonce died. This was the new one here. Man. She talked about Demon Time in that Savage remix. On her Demon Time, she missed on her OnlyFans. And the B stand for bad. You said double hole and swine. Gang. He don't get me hot. Anyway, this is crazy. Dancing all sassy. Sasha Fierce. Kill Beyonce for Sasha Fierce. Come on now. You can't tell me. And then, hold up. And boom. Now, then she changed his clothes again and goes from the fire to the water. You know, put out the fire, fire the water. It's all kinds of symbolism in here. All kinds. And then she dances and flirts in the water. And it goes back and forth between the fire and the water. And then after the fire and the water scene, hold up. And baby, I don't care when your love got the best of me. Baby, you make it full of me. Then it goes to air. So they went from fire to water to air. Get up, man. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. They went from the fire to the water to the air. This is wild. Y'all laughing now. And even in this scene, the girls are back. She dancing different, look different, different swag, different everything. Did she do Earth? I don't know. She technically did Earth though, but they definitely played with those 3 elements. Right now. And let's see. All right. So let's go. Oh, Beyonce is a Virgo. She's the Earth sign. That's a good way to look at it. All right. So let's go back to this Pimp C interview.
In other words, they weren't looking for that.
They wasn't looking for that.
What you think they were looking for? Drink?
They were looking for drink.
And they found small traces of that. Not enough. They did say it wasn't enough to kill. Now, y'all do know they said it wasn't enough to kill him.
Yeah.
And he had a prescription for that. And they tried to blame it on sleep apnea.
Yeah.
And them both is what took him out, is what the coroner's report said.
But you know, mama died saying my baby was poisoned with cyanide. Her wish was to raise up enough money to have the body exhumed.
Yes.
To do her own independent one. But she died having that feeling.
Let me ask you a question.
And after so long, you won't find something.
That's what I'm about to ask my wife.
Yep.
Unless you're looking for that.
No, I'm just saying. No, if they exhume the body now, it's just too late.
You probably won't find it.
It's 15 years later.
Because it's hard to find just regularly. So
golly. Wow.
No, that comes from apple seeds.
A natural source.
That's why you ain't supposed to grind up apple seeds in your smoothies.
Kill yourself.
Wow.
You're teaching me something. So, I make jokes all the time, try to make light, because, I get on people's pages, and because, we love them.
Yeah.
And, with this Tupac situation going on with Keefe D, I was like, man, they need to be trying to solve Pimp. In other words, to let us rest. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because, we can always say allegedly, but this guy's already passed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. You had a question.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, he's already passed. So it's not that we want him prosecuted or anything like that, because I heard he went out in a similar fashion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Same thing I heard.
Yes. So
and before him, I heard his brother ended up getting pretty much chopped up in a like the farm. They had those tractors.
Yes.
Yeah.
His brother, I believe, got caught into that and got ground up.
Was that, do you think that was an accidental death, or was that somebody ran over him like that?
I think that was intentional.
I said, how you
because I heard that he was into a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're not going to mention what he was into or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we just know. Now, the people that he was involved with is here.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
You gotta say their name.
Yeah.
There's no names to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's a sad situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, I had a dream about that last month, bro.
Wow.
That's how, didn't I tell you that? I said, bro, and it's like, it's some things that you never shake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never ever shake. And if maybe something like that would have helped us get over it, you know what I'm saying? Because I had never been involved with somebody that I was as close to like that pass away so suddenly like that.
Yeah.
Everybody I know passed, we knew they were sick or something like that. But just
come on,
what? You know what I'm saying? And it left us in such a situation with so many unanswered questions.
You talking about dreams? The early morning before he was found. To this day, that was the worst dream I ever had. I had a dream. It was so crazy. I was in his high rise when I had this dream, and it shook me so bad until I went down to the little area where the internet and the coffee section was, and I couldn't fall asleep.
Yes.
But the dream was I had a dream that a cobra snake, huge cobra snake, had engulfed somebody, and all I could see was white shorts.
Thank you.
She had always walked around the house in white boxes.
White boxes on.
A few hours later, while I was down there, I'm on the internet looking, just because he should have been home by now anyway.
Yes.
Because he had a PO meeting.
Yes.
So I'm I was always the one who could see if he done changed his flights.
Yes.
Or he would call me to change the flight.
Yes.
And I noticed he didn't. So I'm looking at the time. He's not answering his phone. So I'm still just monitoring it. So later on, I tell Shanara, hey, he about to miss his flight. And he got PO today. He never missed PO. He'll miss anything but a PO.
Yeah.
And I said, look, they know you were there in the room with them. Call the hotel. Ask them to go see if make sure your husband is up. She did. Time went by. She got a call from the sheriff and she dropped the call. We immediately knew something was wrong.
What you mean she dropped the call?
The call dropped from the
accidentally, like?
Well, the sheriff, I think so. The sheriff, she got a call and the call ID said Sheriff Department of LA or something like this. And she lost signal with him. So she called back and that's when they said, you need to get out here.
They didn't tell y'all what, or just said just come.
They didn't tell us what, we assumed, but this is what's crazy. Somebody called another guy from our team. Somebody else called Mike Moe. It's like, man, I heard your boy dead. But we hadn't got the official word.
That's so.
How would they know?
Exactly. So they calling people that knew, like, nah, this ain't right.
So what's going to shock a lot of people is that no one ever knew that there was other people in the room. I mean, I'm gonna say some people did.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like.
Yeah, but
other people in
but you know, the masses, the majority of people don't know that. They think it was just him in there and he just passed away.
Yeah.
It's tough, bro.
And for a long time, I faulted myself for not being there.
I was about to ask you because
we always. That's
all right. Let's leave that there. So basically, there were more than one person in the room with Pimp C, and Pimp C's family feels like he was poisoned. This comment from I'm Too Strong for Your Own Good 2304 said Mama West used to work at a funeral home. She already knew that something happened to her baby. She literally believed that her beloved son was poisoned. Rest in peace to Mama West and Chad Pimp C Butler Sr. Wow. Wow. So the consensus is that he was poisoned. The consensus is that he was poisoned. Now let's look at this one.
You're not tuned into something super tight.
Bounced them.
Yeah.
Is that a better way of saying it?
Yeah. And that's the perfect word to say, because when I stepped away, I really had to pray. And
you're the only one that I know that has successfully exited the Masons that I know. I'm not saying that it has been done before.
Successfully?
Yeah, it made his way out.
What they gonna do?
Maybe publicly.
That's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I mean. Excuse me, but thank you. Publicly denounced them.
Yeah.
Is that a better way of saying it?
Yeah. And that's the perfect word to say, because when I stepped away, I really had to pray and ask God to forgive me if there's anything that I was a part of, any oath and obligation I might have recited that was offensive to him.
Yes.
And just to make sure my heart and spirit was right and in line with God.
Yeah.
So are they not in right? Because I don't know. I mean,
no, they not right?
Yeah. They're not right and in line with God. What's they?
Because
you know, I'm just saying. A lot of people, I mean, like, you don't know. You see the little symbols, you hear this, you hear that, then they like, oh, it's not like that. My granddad wasn't like.
I told you how high my uncle was.
Yeah,
my uncle was a high. I think he was the treasurer.
Like culty or something? What is it?
It has that vibe, because at times you have an oath and obligation that you're bound to. But when, like I say, for me, when I joined, I was naive in a lot of areas. I saw a lot of pastors and judges at home that were Masons, but in the return, the lifestyle that these pastors and these judges wasn't honoring and pleasing to God anyway.
Now I'm Tough News TV says Jay-Z has been recorded. Okay, we'll come back to that. We'll get back to that, GG. That's an interesting point, because you know what? It is a lot of pastors and people in the church that are also like either Freemasons or fraternity and sorority members. Freemasons, or what's the other version? Eastern Stars. A lot of people. The crazy thing is, like, lot of Catholics, a lot of Christians, they also, as much as I hate to say it, like a lot of these figureheads that are in the church under Christianity, they also practice like different forms of spirituality. That's interesting. They tell you not to do it, but they do it. Whether it's Santeria, Ifa. But let's go back. Let's go back to the whole like fraternity thing. So can you really like pledge yourself to a fraternity or sorority and still be a Christian? Because you can't serve two gods. And when you technically take an oath in these fraternities, you don't know exactly what you're taking an oath to. But it's all very much connected. It's all an offshoot of Freemasonry. Somebody said the Kojic church was built on hoodoo. See, I don't even know. I didn't even know that. But a lot of Christians also practice different spiritual practices. It's a question. So this is why we see a lot of people denouncing, which makes sense. Okay.
So that's a whole nother story in itself. But the organization tells you it helps good men to be better.
Right.
Okay.
And when you ask the question, it's like, how are we making good men better? And you can't answer that question.
Because they do always say that good man, he's a good man.
We're gonna line your pockets at the same time.
Yeah.
With these dudes.
Now, could it have been just the sector you were involved with? Or
no, it's
across the board.
It's across the board because when I left, I had people who was higher ranked than me.
How about to say you was pretty high ranked?
Yeah, and people out of state that was higher than I was. Like, man, I feel you, and everything that you say, I've experienced that, but still wouldn't make that transition away.
You think they're afraid to? Or you think they just too
addicted to power?
That's what I'm saying.
You know, a lot of times you have these titles, like the position I had. I didn't have to put my outfit on. People dress me.
Oh, wow.
And people get addicted to that.
Yeah, they do.
So, and especially if you're somebody who don't have no type of honor in your own home from your wife or your kids, you're part of an organization that everybody gives you that honor, it can be addictive.
Yeah.
How long were you a part of the Masons?
Since 94.
Oh, you was in there deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then how long ago that was just last year, right?
That was last year.
How does your heart feel?
Oh, I feel great now. And the best way I could describe it, and see too, with me, my walk with God has gotten closer.
I like your shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm dripping.
See that? Dripping in blessings.
Dripping with blessings.
That's it.
I got
dripping
drip
blessings.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice, colorful.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that, bro.
So as I was on my path with God and that my spiritual walk, I noticed the road started veering. And I had to make a decision. Am I going to stay on this straight path and keep my walk close with God or follow the curve?
Do you think it was a situation where when it initially started or was founded, the initial founders had a vision, and then as time goes, people stray away from that vision and it became really something it didn't mean to be?
The principles that was built that the Masonic organization, and what I believe were intentionally good, but some people got in it who might always want to be an Omega. I wanted to be a Kappa at one time.
Yeah.
Couldn't.
Gotcha.
So they joined a fraternal organization that has religious values, and they polluted.
Yep.
That's
so you see that happen. Yeah.
Yes, that's a common thing.
I mean, even just regular companies. You just think about how, you have an old company and then the people die and then the kids take over and then it turns into.
It's never the same.
Right.
It's never the same.
So it's really important that whoever's your predecessor, has your same visions.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to choose them wisely.
Yeah.
You have to choose this big time right on that one.
I got people that I used to shoot marbles with that don't really talk to me no more. That was Masons.
Because of that.
because I left.
I was about to say any fallback, and you just answered the question. That's crazy.
I'm closer to
Do you lose any sleep over that?
No.
Okay.
No, because you got God and your wife.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
that's just
that's golden.
And when I joined the organization, everything it advertised, that's what I wanted to be a part of. Something that does community service, something that gives back to the community.
Because that's what I thought. Like,
I'm doing all that with our church. So that's where it's supposed to be at anyway. And the organization was totally doing nothing. It's like we partied more. And I used to tell them, I'm like, man, I've partied very well.
Okay.
In my past by myself.
Yeah, I need y'all to do it.
I've partied with the.
So anyway, that's very interesting. That's interesting. Pimp C's brother was a Mason. That's interesting. It's very interesting. But a lot of people that are in powerful, excuse me, I would say, dare say the majority, like pretty much everybody who's powerful, I won't say successful, but powerful, seems to be connected to Freemasonry in some kind of way, either through a fraternity, sorority, or like literally Freemason. Although from what I heard, and I need to study for myself, then we can do content about it, but you really don't learn what Freemasonry is actually about until you get to like the 33rd degree. So like when you low level, it's just, you know, you're learning ancient versions of math or chemistry, even though I've been told the Freemasons kind of bastardized like what the ancient Egyptian life was all about. Like I said, I'm going off of what I heard, so I need to do the research for myself. But from what I've been told, you really don't know who the real God, the true God is, so you get to that 33rd level. And then it's revealed. Now, allegedly, the God that they're actually serving is Lucifer, who is the light bearer. Because Lucifer believes you should follow him and not Jesus. They believe it's inverted. Hold up. Now y'all gonna make me. What is a Luciferian? Let's see.
Hi, I'm Hans Willem. In this video, in the Life Explained series, I would like to explore with you the Luciferian doctrine. Now, you may know about Lucifer, but have you heard about the Luciferian doctrine and how it influences our world today? To understand where it came from, we have to go back to the 11th century. All of Europe was in the firm grip of the Catholic Church. At that time, the church was sending thousands of men as crusaders to recapture the Holy Land, and in particular Jerusalem, which had fallen into Muslim hands. Now, who were these men, these crusaders? They came from all walks of life. The one thing they had in common was their belief in the Catholic teachings. However, when these men traveled to the Middle East, they were suddenly exposed to many different beliefs and spiritual teachings that they had never heard before. These teachings came from Judaic and Islam mysticism. They came from Egypt, from Greece, and even from faraway places like India. For some of them, came from Judaic and Islam.
Okay, Judaic mysticism, one of the original forms of Judaism. This is the Kabbalah. But there's two versions of Kabbalah. Like this is Kabbalah, and then there's another version of Kabbalah that Hollywood does that's something totally different from this.
Islam mysticism, they came from Egypt, from Greece, and even from faraway places like India. For some of these men, they were a truly mind-blowing experience. They also began to hear different interpretations of familiar biblical texts, things they had never heard in their church. One particular passage stood out. It was a story of the snake tempting Eve with the apple. The Catholic Church had taught them that the snake was Lucifer or Satan, who deceived Eve by promising that if she would eat from the forbidden tree, she would become like God. Suddenly, these men were introduced to a very different interpretation. They heard that Lucifer was not evil or Satan, but the God who wanted to save and educate mankind. In truth, they called him the light bringer, the real God, and that Yahweh, or Adonai in the Bible, was in actuality the devil, the suppressor of mankind, because he didn't want Eve and Adam to know their true identity.
Yes. Okay, now it's making sense. That's why a part of Luciferianism is all about like intellectualism and being your own God and not being denied anything and being like fully of knowledge. In Christianity, though, you know, the Lord didn't want us to have knowledge of certain things. That was all for a reason. So they literally believe it's flipped. Got it. Well, I'm gonna follow God. Now, if people want to follow Lucifer, that's your business, but I'm good on that. I don't feel drawn to that. I'm gonna follow God. Okay, but let's keep listening.
Teaching became the famous Luciferian doctrine. Now, when these men returned home from the Holy Land, they continued talking about these new ideas and interpretations. But they knew they could only do so under strictest secrecy, as the church would torture and kill anybody who would question or challenge their teachings and authority. This eventually led to the birth of many secret societies, most famously the Templars, the Rosicrucian, and the various Masonic orders. These very mixed teachings from many different occult traditions were secretly studied, eventually enwrapped in rituals, and protected by gruesome and blood-curdling oaths that the members had to swear to ensure secrecy. But everything changed in the year 1888 when the founder of the Theosophical Society, Madame Blavatsky, made most of these teachings public in her famous book, The Secret Doctrine, which she spiced up with some of her own fanciful imaginations. Central to Madame Blavatsky's teaching was the Luciferian doctrine. The first edition of the book stated that Lucifer is the only god for our planet. No surprise that her magazine was also called Lucifer. It was a beginning of what we now would call the New Age. Originally, it was promoted as the time when the Lightbringer, Lucifer, would lead mankind to a new era of tolerance and peace. Rudolf Steiner started.
This dude looks really dark. Yeah, King James, who wrote the Bible, who wrote the King James version of the Bible. Yeah, he was. Yes, he also wrote Demonology. You're right. And I believe he was also a homosexual. I'm sorry, a Ligga Bigga Tigga. It wasn't an apple, it was an apple. See, it's so much confusion. There's so much confusion. Strid said, as always, the Europeans. Well, yeah, the European men believe that they're the most, and they believe that this earth is theirs, and that we're put here that every other race, especially blacks, are put here to be their servants, be their slaves. So yeah, I know you're like, damn, it's always the Europeans. Yeah, because they have a God complex. They believe they are God. And they believe that this planet is theirs. And as far as the Negro, the so-called black man, they believe that we're put here just to be used for physical labor or for our sexuality. And if you notice, even to this day, and I talked about this with Call Me Kinfolk, as a black person, what do you get mostly rewarded for? What's the easiest way for a black person to come into wealth? Your sexuality or your body, sports, entertainment. It just makes you think. It just makes you think.
Started off as the secretary of the German Theosophical, but worked out as planned, and would eventually dissolve the entire organization.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. I'm over there. Okay, somebody told me come read Deuteronomy 28. If you fully obey the Lord your God and carefully follow all his commands I give you today, the Lord God will set you above all the nations on earth. All these blessings will come on you and accompany you if you obey the Lord your God. You will be blessed in the city and blessed in the country. The fruit of your womb will be blessed, and the crops of your land, and the young of your livestock, the cows of your herds, and the lambs of your flocks. Your basket and your kneading trough will be blessed. You will be blessed when you come in and blessed when you go out. The Lord will grant that the enemies who rise up against you will be defeated before you. They will come at you from one direction, but flee from you in seven. The Lord will send a blessing on your barns and on everything you put your hand to. The Lord your God will bless you in the land he is giving you. The Lord will establish you as his holy people, as he promised you on oath, if you keep the commands of the Lord your God and walk in obedience. He will establish you as his holy people. Then all the peoples on earth will see that you are called by the name of the Lord, and they will fear you. The Lord will grant you abundant prosperity in the fruit of your womb, the young of your livestock, and the crops of your ground, in the land he swore to your ancestors to give you. The Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of his bounty, to send rain in your land in season and bless all the work of your hands. You will lend to many nations and borrow from none, but will borrow from none. The Lord will make you the head, not the tail. If you pay attention to the commands of the Lord your God, I give you this day, and carefully follow them, you will always be at the top, never at the bottom. Do not turn aside from any commands I give you today to the right or to the left, following other gods and serving them. All right, curse for disobedience. However, if you do not obey the Lord your God and do not carefully follow all his commands and decrees I am giving you today, all these curses will come on you and overtake you. You will be cursed in the city and cursed in the country. Your basket and kneading trough will be cursed. The fruit of your womb will be cursed, and the crops of your land, and the calves of your herds, and the lambs of your flocks. You will be cursed when you come in and cursed when you go out. The Lord will send you on curses, confusion, and rebuke in everything you put your hand to, until you are destroyed and come to sudden ruin because of the evil you have done in forsaking him. The Lord will plague you with diseases until he has destroyed you from the land you are entering to possess. The Lord will strike you with wasting disease, with fever and inflammation. Hold up. See, this is why I don't like to read Deuteronomy. The Lord will strike you with wasting disease. Wasting. It's like people like, is that like people that look like they're being ate up from the inside out? Like, dang. So sorry, Lord. Oh my goodness. See, it's late. With fever and inflammation, with scorching heat and drought, with blight and mildew, which will plague you until you perish. The sky over your head will be bronze, and the ground beneath you iron. The Lord will turn the rain of your country into dust and powder. It will come from the skies until you are destroyed. Hold on, let me skip to this part. You will be pledged to be married to a woman, but another will take her and word her. You will build a house, but you will not live in it. You will plant a vineyard, but you will not even begin to enjoy its fruit. Your ox will be slaughtered before your eyes, but you will eat of none. Your donkey will be forcibly taken from you and will not be returned. Your sheep will be given to your enemies, and no one will rescue you. Your sons and daughters will be given to another nation, and you where'd they go? Your sons and daughters will be given to another nation. And you will wear your eyes out watching for them day after day, powerless to lift a hand. The Lord will afflict your knees and legs with painful boils. They cannot be cured, spreading from the soles of your feet to the top of your head. Okay. All right, that's enough of that. That also sounds like the Bible's talking about America, but I mean, if you think about it, we took God out of the schools, we don't honor God, and we don't serve God in this country, and then we wonder why we dealing with what we dealing with. Okay. So this is Babylon. All right. That is wild. Which God? Yah. That is your history book. Yeah, you're right. I know. I just be getting scared. Cause I'll be like, Lord, can we please have a few more years for the rapture happen? Please. Cause like what's that one passage? Hold up. What's the one passage where the Bible says everyone who will not make it to heaven? And I'm like, this is everybody I know. What passage in Bible states who makes it to heaven? Let's see. Who does not okay. Hold up. Okay, here it is. Okay, found it. Oh, there are several verses. Okay. Okay, 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9 says, or do you not know that the unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived, neither the sexually immoral, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor men who practice homosexuality. Oh. Revelations from chapter 21, verse 8. But as for the cowardly, the faithless, the detestable, as for the murderers, the sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars, their portion will be in the lake that burns with fire and sulfur, which is the second death. Now, this is the part that always gets me. I'm not even going to argue or debate nothing else. I want to stay on this right here. The sexually immoral. This is the majority of people on earth. Even in the church. Even all the, come on now, let's talk about how even all these godly men, quote unquote, are out here basically telling women they should just be okay with their husbands cheating every now and then, as if sexual immorality does not apply to them. Like, do they realize sexual immorality that applies to women and men? It's not just women. It just makes you think. That right there is what I like to stick with. Everything else you can debate, but that right there, because sex is universal. Sex is natural. No matter what race, religion, culture, language you speak, everybody know what sex is. Before we even could talk as humans, we was able to figure out you put this into that, and it feel good. Excuse me. And this is the one sin that most people they overlook it. They overlook it. You repent, ask for forgiveness. True. Nobody's perfect. It just really makes you think. All right. So enough of that. Enough of that. It just had to. They had to go there. Anything else y'all wanted me to cover on this live? What if Satan seduced Adam and not Eve? Ooh, that's interesting because some people believe that Eve was not the first wife, that Lilith was. But I think Lilith wasn't submissive. Like, I believe she was a dom. She was a Madam Lilith. Hold up, let me go to it. Why did Lilith even sound like a evil lady name? Why did Lilith leave Adam in the Bible? Let's see. Here we go. Okay, yeah, we got to go back to the lyrics. Okay. Storm, you're amazing for this. Thank you so much. Okay. In the Bible, Lilith left Adam because she refused to be dominated by him during SCX. Oh. Lilith was created from dust by God and lived with Adam. Oh, okay. So it was actually Lilith and Adam first. Lilith was created by dust. When Adam tried to dominate Lilith, she refused to lay beneath him during sex. Oh, so I guess she said, I strap you. Did Lilith say she do the bending? No, that's not true. Lilith fled the Garden of Eden. Not Lilith being the first woman to utilize consent. Not Lilith saying, I do not consent to this and getting up out of Dodge. Adam told God that Lilith had left, and God sent 3 angels to retrieve her. The angels found Lilith in a cave with children, so she was an unwed mother. But she refused to return. Oh, okay. Lilith's story is developed in Jewish folklore during the Middle Ages in some versions. Lilith was Adam's first wife, created from the same clay. Oh, so that character was created to teach and show women that they are meant to be dominated by men. Got it. So if it's Jewish folklore, if it's fake, then that story was created to put women in their quote unquote submissive position. That's what that was. You see what happened to Lilith when she didn't listen? You see how she didn't submit to her husband? Got it. Because back in them days, they didn't even believe that a woman experienced pleasure. It took it wasn't until the 1800s before people figured out that women experience pleasure during sex too. I mean, I know we complain about the times we live in, but these are kind of the best times to live in if you think about it. I'm saying. Okay, women are still property. It's a good point. Okay, y'all said go back to the On the Run Jay-Z song. Let me go back. And let me just toot my own horn. This is how unique I am, and this is why they hate me so much, because only Storm C. Monroe can have 4,000 people watching him live at 4:44 in the morning. Oh, 444. And we talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce 444. Hold up. Now I said that at 444 when I pull up Jay-Z and Beyonce lyrics. Hold up. 444. See, that's see, we on the sum. In 444 numerology is considered an angel number. That means 444 can be a sign that your guardian angels are watching, guiding you towards clarity and decisiveness. It can be a reminder you are on the right path and your angels there to support you. 4 is associated with stability, security, practicality, decision-making, diligence, and strength. All right, let's keep going. Oh, this is the verse right here we was talking about. Deepening words, beyond right, die for your love, beyond life, sweet as a Jesus piece, beyond ice, blind me, baby, with your neon lights, Ray-Bans on, police in sight, oh, what a beautiful death, let's both wear white. Oh, what a beautiful death, let's both wear white. This is Jay-Z's verse. If you go to heaven and then bring me to hell, just sneak out and meet me, bring a box of L's. She fell in love with the bad guy. The bad guy, what you doing with them rap guys? The rap guys. First off, I make it to heaven. And you go to hell. I'm not sneaking out of heaven to come see you. That's crazy. I don't know if heaven got side gates or side doors. But once you get in, once I'm let in, I'm in. I ain't coming to see nobody. I'll look at you on the iPod. Maybe you can Skype or something. Maybe you can live stream from here. But I'm making in them gates, and I pray I do. I'm not leaving out the side door to come see you. To go smoke some cigarettes? Don't tell me you're lonely, because there's plenty of people down there in hell. So you should have plenty company. I wish I would leave out the side door and then have to come back through the front, have to sneak back in. And tell them where I've been, even though they're going to already know it. Because I'm going to smell like something. And no, I'm staying with the Lord. I love you down here, but in the spirit world, you're on your own. I ain't burning for nobody. All right, anyway. They ain't see potential in me, girl, but you see it. If it's me and you against the world, then so be it. Then she say, I don't care if they give me life. I get all of my life from you. Bitch, what? This is crazy. See, I ain't never liked nobody this much. I don't care if they give me life. I get all of my life from you. Ooh. You don't get your life from a man, girl. What's wrong with you? And if loving you had a price, I would pay my life for you. You that sold your soul to this nigga. You done bitch. What? He's her God. Oh. And he still cheated on you with a Becky. You done gave this man your everything, and it still wasn't enough. Had you rocking back and forth in the room, singing gospel for 12 hours straight. Beyonce ain't stopped rocking. Must have some visions about where she going. She like, oh shit. Now y'all gonna deal with my horrible singing and deal with it. Okay. And then she say, so this is it. This is they telling us they are literally Bonnie and Clyde. They do dirt together. I hear sirens while we make love, loud as hell, but they don't. No. They're nowhere near us. I will hold your heart and your gun. I don't care if they come. No. Oh. I don't care. I never give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Okay. So she's never gonna snitch. So she never gonna snitch, never gonna leave him. She done gave him everything. I'm just stuck on the fact that she said, you give me life. I get all of my life from you. And if loving you had a price, I would pay my life for you. I pray for God, I don't never love nobody that much. Wow. Interesting. All right. Y'all can deal with my bad singing. They ain't gonna kill you. Well, I damn near drunk the whole gallon. Close. Saw somebody comment on my last, well, not the last video before that, saying, there ain't water in that cup. It's water. Oh, Storm, she's talking to Satan. Even worse. Daughter is way worse. Read the lyrics to Beyonce's song named Daughter. Okay. Now, I'm not singing that because I don't know that song by heart. Beyonce, Daughter, lyrics. Oh, a lot of people searching for it. From Cowboy Carter. Oh, that's why. Yeah, Cowboy Carter didn't hit like that, and I think we should just go ahead and admit that. Okay. She said, your body laid out on these filthy floors. Your blood stains on my custom couture. Bathroom attendant let me right in. She was a big fan. What? I really tried to stay cool, but your arrogance disturbed my solitude. Now I rip your dress and you're all black and blue. Look what you made me do. Okay, this is a confession. That was easy. That was quick. This is a confession. They keep saying that I ain't nothing like my father, but I'm the furthest thing from choir boys and altars. Ooh, if you cross me, I'm just like my father. I am colder than Titanic water. Help me, Lord, from these fantasies in my head. They ain't ever been safe ones. I don't fellowship with these fake ones. So let's travel to white chapels and sing hymns, hold rosaries and sing in stained glass symphonies. Cleanse me, Holy Trinity. Don't ask for God now. From this marijuana smoke in my hair, I sashayed my dress, did my best impression of a damsel in distress. Dang. This alcohol and smell of regret allured my catch. Outfit too small to hide my scars. Feeling bottled up like bottle service broads. Also, she's saying she snapped. How long can he hold his breath before his death? Yeah, I don't even know what language that is right there. I don't even know what language that is. Let me translate that. Okay, Carol, Mio, and my dear beloved, believe me at least. Okay, now I looked up Caro Mio Ben It's a song about a declaration of pain and sorrow without a loved one. This is a song about death and sorrow. Okay, created me. What does this mean? Believe pure love. Trust me, my dear. So it's in Italian. I'm not gonna go through that. Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in. This was fun. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. And I will catch you all later.
It's Storm Show.